Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Becky, and today we're going to be working with the Deck the Palms collection from Close to My Heart. I did pick this up a couple months ago, and I haven't really had a chance to play with it yet. So, coming back from vacation, I'm super excited to play with it. I do not think this is available anymore, this collection over at Close to My Heart, but because it just went off at the end of December, but a lot of times Close to My Heart will bring them back after a couple months, so possibly this might come back into play here in a couple months on the website, so that for purchase, I mean. Okay, so right here we are just going to start by gutting it, and I'm going to use a white base, the Daisy White cardstock, as the base. You can see in the top left hand corner of your screen, that is a sketch I'm going to be using. It's very blurry. It was very blurry when I printed it out, so I don't really know who made the sketch, but it does have a name at the bottom. I just can't read it. So right here I am going to be trimming out these photos. These are photos of Gunner, our new dog. He's kind of still a puppy. He's 2. He's giant. He's a lot of fun. He's actually outside playing right now. Well, I printed these on my selfies, so they're not actually going to be squares. I am actually trimming them down by like 1 3/4 by 1 5/8 or something like that, because I left the white lines in between there. So it kind of made my measurements a little bit off. On the sketch, it looks like that could be 4 photos up at top, so I did print 4. I decided I'm only going to be using 3 though, because they do seem like they're a little bit bigger than what the sketch calls for. And then the one down at the bottom is more of a square than it is a rectangle. I am going to be using this piece of cardstock to go ahead and map my photos with. You can see I played on this piece. Actually, I did that on a video when I was unboxing it, looking to see how that there's a UV coating on here on that cardstock with some palm leaves or palm fronds, and I was seeing how they would stand out under different types of media. I think I used the white gloss spray to bring it out, and I also do believe I used some ink to try and bring that out, or possibly actually I think might have been a shimmer pen. Is that what they're called? Shimmer pens? Shimmer brush. I think I used the Lagoon shimmer brush to try and bring that out. So we're going to mat these small photos on that same cardstock as well. Those are going to be up at the top of the page, kind of like, you know, what the sketch calls for. That's pretty much about as far as I go to looking like the sketch, except for this one piece that goes across. I don't make it extend edge to edge, but that one piece, it is a zip strip, and I loved it. It is a diagonal stripe, which you guys know I'm absolutely in love with diagonal stripes for some reason. So that piece is going to be in there as well. I'm gonna just create a couple little layers here. You can see in the sketch there's several layers. There's some doilies. I don't pull any doilies in, and there's a tab up at the top. I will pull out a still die and make a tab, but it's not really going to work for me. Here is the second layer I put under there, and that's going to be it with the layers, guys. I don't really end up going all out with those. I am, like I said, going to have this piece right here, this horizontal stripe piece going across. So I think that looks really cute. I love all those colors in there. I love those colors together. Up at the top, I do want to put these photos on a piece of pattern paper. I kind of want to ground them a little bit. I didn't have anything to sit under it, or didn't have anything I super wanted to sit under there. So I am going to be using this green type of paper to go ahead and use it kind of to just ground them. The center photo, you can see right there, I did pop up on some foam tape. I'm not really being picky about if it was straight or not. I just cut it with my scissors. I thought about duplicating that line up at the top as well. I'm going to take that out. It doesn't look very cute. So we just take that out. The reason I'm not really concerned if that's straight or not is because I know I'm going to have some embellishments around it, and you won't really even be able to tell, I don't think. So right here, I did pull out one of the Stampin' die cuts. I got like all of them. I got the Christmas one, and then I got the stamp and die cut set that is more coastal than it is Christmas. I am going to stamp and cut some of those. So suddenly we're back, and I've got several ornaments stamped and colored. I colored those ornaments with the Candy Apple Shimmer pen. It's really cute the way it worked out. I stamped that Christmas, and this pup is some alphas I had gotten in a hip kit. I do believe those are American Crafts alphas. They just happen to still be sitting on my desk. So yes, this is what we're going to call it, Christmas Pup. I used the same paper that I used to map my photos is what I used to stamp that Christmas on. Here we're going to pull out some of the stickers and just kind of layer them up. I will put those two presents right there. One of them I will pop up on some foam tape. Okay, so one of the other colors I used was this avocado. So I stamped out some of those ornaments with a green. I think I stamped them out with clover, but I colored them in with the avocado shimmer pen. I don't super love that color on here, so it's going to end up going away. You can see right here is where I had cut out a tab. I am going to pull out a little small alpha stamp that is from Close to My Heart, and I'm going to stamp Gunner on it. It's not actually going to end up making it onto the page. Here I decided to take the actual coastal sticker sheet, not the one that was for Christmas, and I pulled out several of the pom prawns, and we're just going to take the sticky off the back and tuck them in. I do that because I'm not really ready to commit right now. Here's where that little stamp set is. I don't think this one is still available, but we're going to go ahead and stamp Gunner out in black, and also we are going to stamp some of these little stars / flurries. This is with the Candy Apple ink. I know it was a little bit off screen, but that is second generation stamping. I just get the ink on the stamp it onto a scrap page or a scrap piece over to the side, and then stamp it onto the actual layout. So it's like not super bright red. It's the second generation. And here's where I'm going to stamp out Gunner. I do like the way this came out, but where I had it situated on the page, it was not my favorite. It did not end up being my favorite. So yes, it is not going to make it on the layout. I might go back in later and put it on there, just because when I'm looking at it here on the screen, it actually looks a lot cuter than what it did in person. So maybe I just need to put it in a different place or something and stand back from it and look at it. I tried to fold up that tab, and I put it right down here at the bottom, and it was going to put the ornaments over it. Yeah, I just didn't like how it came out. Possibly maybe I should put it up at the top of the photo, kind of like what the sketch originally called for in the first place. It's not like what they have up there. Looks more like a file tab. You know, it's kind of longer with just one little piece sticking up on it. I used a different type of tab, which is out. It's fine, but it's not actually what they called for on the sketch, which is just your own interpretation anyways, right? You don't have to use what they have on here. They have flowers on here. We're not using flowers, certainly. There is also some banners on here, which I love banners, and I can't believe I omitted them, but I did. I did not use the banners on here either. We're going to go ahead and commit to our title. Again, my title is in a spot that is not where it's called for on the sketch. Also perfectly fine. I do love how this came out. It came out so cute. I'm so happy to have this cute little puppy documented. He is so cute, guys. He's very, very fat. His old person was still feeding him puppy chow. So he's getting a lot of calories and not too much exercise. So Bonnie, John's dog, Bonnie, she's very high energy. So she's been kind of running him. So we're hoping we can get him down to a more healthy weight for him. So, you know, we can keep him around longer. I am going to be popping these ornaments up on some foam tape. You can see right here. I love how that red turned out with that shimmer pen. It's so vibrant. Look at that. I did on some of them first try to watercolor with the actual ink, and how I do that is I will, on my ink pad, I just kind of smush it together and get a little bit of ink on the top. So when you open the when you open up your ink pad, you'll have some of the color on the top. And then I just put a little bit of water in there. And that's how I use that as watercolor. I did use that method to do those stars, but I also tried to do some of the ornaments in that fashion. And I don't really like how they came out. I think what happened is I still had a little bit of the yellow in my brush from doing the stars that way, that when I painted with the red, it came out more of an orange and it was not attractive. That's why I pulled out the shimmer pens and started coloring those in with the red. Right here is someone asked how I do the splatters with a shimmer pen. I take a scrap piece and I put the ink on the scrap piece and then just splatter, splatter, splatter. I don't actually squeeze my brush as I'm splattering, but as per usual, things go awry. You can see a big splot down at the bottom right, and you can see something over on my title between the C and the H. So I'm going to be pulling out some of these little white stars to go ahead and put around the page and cover up my mistakes with that. All right, guys, after we put those stars down, we're not going to do anything else to this layout, I don't believe. I want to thank you so much for joining me. If you would like to support my channel, please hop over to my Close to My Heart page, beckybidding.closetomyheart.com, and pick yourself something up. From this particular layout, might I suggest maybe the Candy Apple Shimmer Pen, possibly some foam tape, possibly. We also do have some of those acrylic stars still in. Those, not the exact same stars, but the very similar stars that are very awesome. It's a very thin acrylic. I think it's 1/16 of an inch now. It used to be thicker, or maybe it's 1/8. I don't remember, but it's thinner. It's thinner than the wood. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.